All right, welcome everybody to week 4, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday program design review. If you were watching Friday, we were talking about how you can adopt a piece of a new warm-up at a time. Like it could be something as simple as just you counting the jumping jacks and them counting louder. Or Cindy has a variation for you that we've done so many times, and we've even sometimes queued up like that showdown music, like, right? Because it's one coach in their side of the room versus the other coach in the other side of the room. Because you're like, you turn to your co-coach and you're like, you know what? I feel like a little competition. They're like, oh yeah, I think my side of the room is gonna be louder than your side of the room. You guys ready for this? We got the first 5, they got the second 5, right? And you have this little competition. And just in that little variation of how you would do your jumping jacks, you've raised the energy of the room. And that's where you guys are all the CEO, right? You guys are the chief energy officer of your room, right? It's your job to get that energy up there. So don't
want Cindy on their team.
Don't fail at that, right? Yeah, they all want Cindy on their team,
They
Cindy
do.
says. All right, so let me recast, Jeremy. You can take it away, and I'm already recording, so we're good there. I just have to recast for this team over here, and we're good. Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy. Break it down for us.
All right, so this one's 35, 10. It's a somewhat longer work week, with it being 35 seconds. So you'll see some complex movements on this one. Nothing too crazy. You would never see like a man maker on 35 because you won't be able to get many in there. But you could get some more you could add some more complexity to this style workout. When it comes to the warm up, again, you can do the warrior breakdown with this one, being 35 on, 10 off, 6 stations automatically, 3 times around. Based on the demonstrations, if you are doing faster demos, you might have some time at the end, so you can go a little longer with your warm up, whether you do a warrior warm up. Just being more involved. If you are breaking up the class, you can have a challenge where, one half of the class counts the first 5, the second half counts the second 5. Just have some more engagement, more fun with the warm up. Even like jumping jacks, we done count up to 10, 10 back down to 1. JC got the journey jacks, right? That's a good one to add in here too. Just to add a different variation to the warm up, so it's not the same one over and over again. So going to the workout, 35 on, 10 off, automatic 6 stations, 3 times around. You have your dumbbell 3 push-ups, into an iso squat, and bicep curl. Just adding more repetitions, so you're getting some more volume on there. I love having, for this one, I always have like boxes, near this station. So for any individual that might have issues going down to the ground, they can utilize the box to get their push-ups off, walk it in. They can see either or to squat or to stand up, get the 3 bicep curls in there. So we are huge on using our plyo boxes for modifiers, so they're not just going to the wall. I think we're all past that. I think the wall was like back in our heights. I think we've have been able to provide better options for our clientele nowadays than we did prior to. So again, the lower the box, the closer they're going to get to the ground. So like if you want someone to get closer to that ground, have them go to a lower box, and they're not quite there yet, work with a higher box and still master their push-up form, and then come up with that bicep curl. The Bosu ball, side-to-side leg lifts, you're going to sit on it. You want your butt right on the crown of the ball. You can have your hands on the outside on the ground or on the actual dome piece of the ball. Progress it, hands up. Legs are together, and then go side to side with that leg lift. So you can use dumbbells. You can use your hands as a coach to challenge your member to get their leg over your arm or that dumbbell. They can attempt to keep their heel off the ground. It's going to obviously keep their core engaged longer. Or if they have to rest their heels down, do so. You can add a light weight to their feet too if they want to have even more resistance to it. Add a light dumbbell to their feet so they get that leg lift going side to side on that Bosu ball. Squat with a halo. So work on some shorter mobility on this one. You'll get some quality reps in 35 seconds. Anytime you have a squat, heavy poly beam or something, they can elevate their heels on if they have issues with their squats, right? So at this one, you're squatting down first. Then at the top of the movement, that's really the halo. Halo, make sure they put the handle, so the handle goes behind the head first, not the ball. The bell comes around, they might most likely smack their head. Have the handle go around their head, come back center, hit that goblet squat, and then alternate sides. So they're going both ways with the halo, not just focus on the same side with that rotation and the mobility work around the head.
And Jeremy, if you were communicating to a group that you were coaching the benefit of doing a halo exercise, how would you say it? I mean, we all know that there's some core activity going on there, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so you think about this, just working yourself in transverse, right? Also working shoulder health, like you can see even my shoulder right now is tight. So I know when I get the halo going, my shoulders always loosen up. So I feel like it's really good to open up the shoulders and traps, these areas that you might be holding tension, to bring it back around, right? Come around the head and back down. So working that mobility of the shoulders to open it up to get behind the head. So nothing, you don't need a big weight, just something light. They really focus on emphasizing get in that circular motion around the head to work your shoulders out. You do a few of those, you're definitely gonna feel loose. And also it is a good core movement for your abs without actually doing crunches. So as you come through, I want to focus on, as I bring my arm around, as I come around back down, I want to really focus on contracting my obliques, right? I'm squeezing here, coming back, coming right through, squeezing as I draw my elbow tight to my side. So again, focusing on keeping the core engaged and working the shoulder mobility, good for shoulder health as well. Nothing too crazy with weight. You don't need to just really focus on getting your arms around the head on there. If they have issues with that, they can even just do a goblet squat, come up, hit a bicep curl to take away the shoulder movement, so they can still get that, get a vertical pull in there by adding that bicep curl in there if you're not doing the around the head halo. Side circle strikes, we have a lateral movement, good power too. If you have the sandbag, surges, whatever it is. Fit fighters you can use on this one too. Very important to pick your feet up as you move laterally. Do not cross your feet, stay low, soft knee. Always say soft knee on this. Do not drag your feet. And again, getting that strike. You got a lot of Disney people, so I was like, you think about someone trying to break in the castle with the log, right? And they're just trying to smack the door. So make sure when you're coming through, you really get that power as you come through with that striking the door of the castle to try to break into the castle. For that, then we have a front lunge, ITY. This is brand new. This is a new TRX movement. So with the class sizes, depending if it's tight, you might want to avoid the T, but you can still definitely do the I and the Y. So as you go into the lunge, I always recommend to alternate your arms alternate your legs on the lunge. So you're gonna step forward. As you step forward, you come up. You go here, T, and then go for a Y. We'll alternate your legs as you lunge it down. And again, still working shoulder mobility as you go through those three shoulder exercises. If they're not working with the lunge to step into that movement, it's still good. And you can definitely stagger people. So you feel like it is tight. If you're shoulder to shoulder, of course. So like make sure on this one, hey, spread out a little bit. TRX are versatile so they can move. So, put one more of an angle, one straight, one at an angle, one straight, whatever it is, so they give them more space so they can actually conquer the movement if they're up on I know most places have them on pull-up bars, so they're a little tighter in space with that. Or just take out the T and just focus on the Y and the I would help out. For anyone that are calves lover and want to build up their calves, we have a poly beam here that you can use so they can put their toes on to come down. Necessarily don't even need to have a beam at elevated surface. It just gives them a better range of motion when they want to, they have their toes up. But the reverse lunge coming down to reverse lunge at the top of the movement, hit a calf raise. And since it is 35, alternate legs on this one as well as you go into that lunge up to that calf raise. 2 dumbbells, or if you're limited with dumbbells, again, with this being a legs, you can go heavier with the weight. So challenge I'm going to have your weight on this one since you're working with larger muscle groups. But if you have limitations with weight, they can hold just one weight goblet style or take 2 dumbbells down to the side. Fit fighters can be used as well. Sandbags, they're using those. But whatever you can do to give them some added resistance to add to that reverse lunge and that calf raise. Round 2, we're working on some hip mobility work, and then we're getting the horizontal pull in there as well. With that lizard pose, not a Spider-Man. You could play like a Spider-Man song if you want to, but it just it's different than a Spider-Man. You want to bring that leg on the outside, and then the roll is gonna be on the inside of that up leg. So you're swinging your right leg on the outside of the right elbow. You want to attempt that, just like with the foam roller or this squat to stand. You want to have the knees on the outside of the elbow. You want to attempt to try to get your member to get their knee on the outside of the elbow. So if it's you're gonna go with your right side first, you need to come on the outside of the right elbow and you're gonna roll with that right arm. Now, if they have issues being on their toes, they can always drop down to their knees for this too. They get better range of motion on this if they can. Obviously, if the hips are bothering them, avoid that. They can just stick with a classic renegade roll from their toe or from their knees. But we do want to, open hips and work again on more mobility stuff too. And if we don't work on it, we lose it. So it's good for flexibility and getting the legs moving, the hips moving. Banana, if you got Holla Back Girl, or that other one is I'm a Banana, is a pretty psycho song, but
Cam must have found that at one time.
yeah, it's I'm a banana, and it starts yelling and stuff. But if you start to lose attention of your members, especially by what's this Saturday, so like by Thursday, throw that song on. You'll definitely catch their attention when you're at the banana. All right. This is the low back, so the lower back is more centered on the top of the dome of the Bosu ball. And again, you want the shoulders up. You want to be in form as a banana, so biceps to the ear, a little above the head. Flex the toes towards your nose as you hold it there. At any point, if they have issues with both legs up, drop it down to a single leg. You can always avoid overhead, hold the dome, balance yourself out, become more stable, or hands on the ground, become more stable. And obviously, if they don't like the instability of the Bosu ball, just hit the banana from the floor. Fun thing you can do as a coach, you always rock them out. So you can touch your toe, touch your hands, touch your toe, rock them out as you go with that 35 seconds to add a little fun to that one. Again, you can do weight to the jam balls to the hands. You can do dumbbells to the feet to add some added resistance to that too. This would be to add some like coachable opportunities to that movement. Deadlift, a single leg deadlift. So always want to reset on this one. I mean, you want to start in the middle, a full deadlift. So it should be more of a deadlift with a single leg RDL. So you're going to reset with the deadlifts, right? So both legs on the ground, pull from the ground. Once you get to the top of the movement, switch your right hand. Then you want to focus more on an RDL, aiming for your knees or for your shins, and then drive up, switch hands, hit the other side, and then come all the way back down. Complete that deadlift, put both feet on the ground, and then switch it on and off, working with the single leg. A lot of time people see when you see injuries with low back, it is when they have a load with that single leg movement. So if the load in the single leg deadlift is a lot, avoid the single leg, go to more of a B stance. So again, they are still applying 80% of the weight on that single leg, but they're not breaking that free foot off the ground where they might find themselves rotating more, where you might see your back give out more with the single leg stuff. So if you see anybody that has issues with that, having lower back problems with that single leg, I would coach them to still emphasize that single leg with the hammy and the glute, but just keeping that toe on the ground so they're able to keep their shoulders and their hip in line and square and not add any rotation. I've known when the couple of times I hurt my back, it's been when I was doing a single leg deadlift, and all it was me just getting out of technique real quick and it threw my back off. So if you hear anything about back, especially with this exercise, I recommend keeping both feet on the ground or sticking with a lighter weight. And then we have our Zercher hold, walk-in. So we have a front-loaded walk-in lunge to the rotation. So bring it up in arms. As you go into the lunge, you want to rotate to the top leg. Again, getting some core in there, working in rotation. Our body moves in rotation, so you want to work in rotation while getting some leg and locomotion going on in there. The Cossack lunge, this is brand new, another hip one. You might want to stagger. You can even probably stagger your TRX. So some are shorter, some are longer. So like you kind of like stagger people so they're not all shoulder to shoulder with each other. And you want a wide base. So when you're in a wide base is a. Oh my gosh. Perfect. There you go.
Play it, Jeremy.
Play it.
Can I see it? I'll come over next to you.
I was looking for this playlist this morning because I recognize that as being new, and didn't get a chance to look at this one, and maybe other people feel.
Nice little hip opener.
Cossack lunge with the TRX. So this one, widen the base out on this one, all right? So from here to do, keep that chest tall, keep that back flat from here. Now, as you drop your hips back into that lunge, opening up those hips, a lot of hip mobility on this one, and you're gonna alternate to the other side. Now, if you want to progress, you can stay low as you go side to side within this movement. Now, if you need to reset to the top, just come up to the top, reset, and then go right back into that lunge, and that's what you got. Have fun.
And I noticed to keep your arms extended the whole time. Keep your
Okay.
arms extended the whole time with that one, right? And really sit your weight into your heels. If you have tight hips, it is a great feeling for anyone that has tight hips. All right. So you can stay low and sway side to side with it, or if you got to reset at the top. You really want to get your butt low on that one. So you're going lower than a regular side lunge. So you want to drop your hips really low on it. And again, place the weight in the heels as you go side to side. And wide base. So you have to have a wide base for it to work correctly. Is Cindy doing it right now?
She
And
is.
he's trying.
Or should I stop?
Wait a minute. Right, like this?
Keep your
Yeah,
arms
bless
long.
you.
Yeah. Now sit down. Yeah. Now try to stay low the whole time, going side to side. Don't reset. Yeah.
But she's almost touching her coccyx to the ground. I can see
Almost getting that coccyx to the ground.
that.
Yeah, I feel it. I got it.
All right. So again, another,
I
listening
was
to
thinking it
great,
was gonna be easy, but it's
dig yourself a great cook, again,
Now.
trying to add the flexibility, the mobility work. Just another thing that we don't focus on enough. All of our workouts, as long as you're working in range of motion, all our workouts have mobility in it, right? So you're working a squat, you're squatting down, you're working mobility within your squat, right? So that's what the whole purpose is. But these are getting a little more emphasis on things you might not do. But it also gives a trigger too, like, oh man, this really feel good on my hip. So when they come to class, a little earlier, like, hey, go over there and do some Cossack lunges to, open your hips up. So that's, I've seen so many people do like the TRX movements that we've been doing with like the stretching and all that now that we just put them in our workouts. And, I'm not looking at it as a rest station. And yeah, I think it's a good way to, again, incorporate some more focus on things that we don't do enough of. So that one there. You got Bubba Sparks.
Seems like a booty. I don't know.
Side to side. Go to peach. Get the peach going. And then our last one, we got our dumbbell power cleans overhead press. You're getting your vertical push, a vertical pull on here, power. I like to bring the head of the dumbbell to the ground, like a power clean. So if we did a power clean, a barbell, the bar is actually on the ground. So you want to actually try to attempt to get the weight down to the ground and use your legs and power it up to the shoulders and then go into that press. When we do cleans, you're more like hang cleans. So if you're using a barbell with hang cleans, you start at the knee level and you pop it up. So we mainly do cleans or hang cleans here. So this one is more of a power focus. So actually pulling the weight from the ground up to the shoulder. So you got to sink your hips more, obviously, to get the dumbbells onto the ground. And I always put the head, if I have the dumbbell in my hand, I put the head of the dumbbell to the ground and then pop it to my shoulder and then go into that press. Obviously, if that is, because it is an advanced movement, just focus on a dumbbell RDL. So still getting the hinge, getting the bend, bicep curl, press. Any issue with the shoulders, just go to that bend. Even a hammer curl. I usually teach with this one. Anytime we do like a clean, I teach more of a hammer curl. So you can find that you can hammer curl more than you can actually just regular bicep curl. So come up, get a hammer curl back down to that bend if you're not working with that power clean overhead press. Yeah, and that's it. So we got our finisher, stay in bounds. Let's try to keep a little classic this week, something to get it away, and then I'll do if the Bills win, maybe I'll throw on Shout next week. Because that's a good song for all these Buffalo Bills fans in this area, those crazy ass fans. Sorry.
they are crazy.
Are nuts. They're
Yeah.
I'm recorded as being saying this, but yeah, they're and I hope they come through Baltimore. I hope we get them. Hope we get them.
Say to stay in bounds, Jeremy, again, though. It's what are we doing with that?
There's not going to be any transition period. So what you're going to do, and you can figure it out, you can do 3 to 5 reps. So within that 30 seconds, you're going to do 3 to 5 push-ups, get up, do 3 to 5 speed squats. Once you're done, get up and sprint. You're going to run it out for the remainder of the time. 3, 2, 1, drop down. You get 3 to 5 push-ups, get up so you do it 6 to 8 times, just that you're gonna see how many you can get done with it while just on that 5 range, you know, because as you go through, you're gonna get tired, so like you're gonna not have much active recovery towards the end of that 30 seconds.
Okay.
Right.
All right, very good. Any
For
comments, questions, on this?
Travis, just do you guys play Halo for the Halo song? Halo by Beyonce?
Yeah,
We
it's
always
good.
play that.
I think
Yeah.
so. I don't know, but I like it. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, where is that?
there.
Something about,
Beyonce,
who's that
Halo.
by?
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
That's
If
it.
you go to.
It's
if
a
you
slower
go-
song. It is a slower song, but it definitely says Halo a lot.
Yeah.
Go to the words there, like get that words, and then you can always advance, you
No,
know,
it was just about to say it.
oh, yeah. But,
Halo, Halo.
yeah.
Cindy likes it.
Listen, I just entertain me all day,
I hear you, girl. I hear you.
every day. That's right.
It's good stuff, good stuff. We're gonna stop that recording. Boom.
No,